Senior day here in Ann Arbor. Malone senior player Max Bielfeldt getting honored prior to the tip, along with student managers and other folks part of the program in that senior class. Now our Buffalo Wild Wings starting lineups. First off, Reddy Jordan's Rutgers squad. Miles Mack and Kadeem Jack account for more than 45% of the team scoring, continuing to look for that third scoring source. So that's Rutgers. Here is Michigan. We mentioned Bielfeldt's senior day, so he makes the first start of his 4-year career in Michigan, joining a couple of freshmen in Muhammad Ali, Abdur-Rahman, and Aubrey Dawkins with Albrecht and Irvin, who have both been so good with the injuries across this team. Into the middle part of this Big Ten Saturday. Final weekend of the regular season, and your updated standings with Iowa beating Northwestern and Michigan State beating Indiana. Spartans lock in that double bye. Iowa needs a little bit more help in order to get it. The only way they couldn't get a double bye would be if Purdue beat Illinois and Ohio State beat Wisconsin. You got it all figured out?
Sounds like a tax code.
Head coaches, there's Eddie Jordan, second season and his first collegiate head coaching gig. He played at Rutgers, had his junior season end in the Final Four to Michigan back in 1976. And John Beilein in his 8th season, no doubt looking at what has been one of the most difficult seasons of his career as a head coach. How about your keys to this game? Brought to you by Principal Financial Group.
For Rutgers, attack the offensive glass. They had 20 offensive rebounds last time out versus Maryland, 6 of those coming from Kadeem Jack. I think this is an opportunity for him to get going offensively. And for the Michigan Wolverines, Joe, they have to forget Northwestern. That was a game that they let slip away. They can't allow Michigan, or Northwestern rather, to defeat them twice by having a lingering effect from that tough loss on the road.
It's Rutgers to start with it, try to springboard into that conference tournament with their first win since early January. Be the first win since they beat Wisconsin. And there is Kadeem Jack leaving the first shot short. And on his senior day, Max Bielfeldt has a rebound.
I like them going inside Rutgers to Jack, but if you're Jack, you need to take it to the rim. You have the experience. Put your shoulder to the rim. Take it right into the defender. Don't settle for the fall away.
That's been the thing with him, has been settling for outside shots too much. Eddie Jordan said this week that he wakes up in the middle of the night from nightmares saying to himself, cut Kadeem, cut. Bielfeldt working against Lewis for the game's first point.
And there's the difference. Bielfeldt waited for the traffic to clear and then put his shoulder into the defender and allowed himself to utilize that jump hook.
Michigan has dropped 7 of 8 after a 6-3 start to conference play as they've dealt with injuries. So much youth on this team. Junior E2 buries a 3 to begin Rutgers scoring.
Nice job of playing inside out by Rutgers there, Joe. They kick it down to the block, and then the skip pass forces Michigan to try to rotate. They get there late on E2.
He's already got more points than he had in the first meeting between the teams back on January 20th in New Jersey. Michigan won that one by 4. Muhammad Ali, Abdur-Rahman, one of the guys that's had an opportunity to step up with the injury.
Very nice job of utilizing the shot fake and the flyby. You don't close out under control. Good job by the freshman of utilizing that rhythm dribble and not over-penetrating. Nice job.
He's averaged more than 8 per game since moving into the lineup. There's Miles Mack, Rutgers' leading scorer, playing his final regular season game in a Rutgers uniform today.
And both assists have come from the bigs. First, it was the skip pass to E2 on the left wing there. Matt gives it up. The bigs find a nice job of utilizing the post.
Spike Albrecht. Strong with a 3. Michigan relies on the 3 more than all but one major conference team in the country. They get close to 40% of their points from outside. Jack over Irvin.
Now if I'm Michigan, good things happened on the initial possession when Bielfeldt got a touch in the post. Maybe play through the post here, not settle.
Aubrey Dawkins fouled on the jump shot by junior E2, first foul of the game. Now with the injuries this Michigan team has had, a couple of guys who were originally managers became practice players and part of the scout team. And today, John Beilein dressing both of them. John Rubenstein out of New Jersey And Ryan Kapuska from the great city of Grand Rapids getting dressed today. What a special thing for those guys.
And as you took a look at the roster breakdown for Michigan, a lot of youth in play for Coach John Beilein. A lot of that having to be adjusted on the fly because of the injuries, most notably to Levert and Derek Walton.
Levert hurt his foot against Northwestern January 17th. Walton been battling a toe and foot injury most of the season. Started out as a toe injury, hurt it against Villanova in November. And then when he started to favor other parts of the foot, turned into more of an injury. Junior E2 with 5 early ones for Rutgers.
And now if you're Michigan, you almost have to make a decision. Do you start running the double teams down at the bigs and force them to give it up? Because when they've gone inside to E2 in that situation and Mac a little bit earlier, Michigan hasn't been able to defend them one-on-one.
Defensively for the Wolverines, they're last in the Big Ten, giving up points on more than 70% of their possessions. Aubrey Dawkins from downtown ties the game.
And a good job by Dawkins of coming back and setting up while the ball was in the air to him on the pass from Albrecht. Allowed him to step into a good utilization of the dribble by Albrecht.
Mack zips it inside for E2, who finds Lewis. Had it tipped away. E2 catches and leaves it off the front of the rim. Here comes Zach Irvin.
Irvin coming off a double-double performance in his own right versus Northwestern.
At 28, it was a career high, a double overtime loss. Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman. How tough of a loss was that on Tuesday? Trey Depps, game-tying three-pointers at the end of regulation and the first overtime before Northwestern went on to win it 82-78 in double OT.
Good job by Irvin there of gapping Jack. Wow.
I mean, it's pretty, but it's not where you want it.
No, that is not what would be drawn up in the proverbial playbook for Rutgers. And I thought Irvin did a really good job of gapping and taking away that inside pass, but Jack hit a difficult shot.
Dawkins with another three. He had a career-high 21 in that loss against Northwestern. He's got 8 in a row for Michigan, which leads by 1.
And Dawkins, 39% from behind the arc on the year. So if you're Rutgers, you have to locate him and make him beat you off the dribble. The freshman has shot the ball well, but only 9 assists on the year.
Already 5 lead changes over the first 5 minutes of this one.
And you saw right there, good job by Michigan defensively. That turnover was created by Abdur-Rahman faking the double team, giving Rutgers a different look defensively.
Both these teams off to pretty efficient starts in a 1-point game, 5 minutes in. Wolverines have gone 3-8 since Karis LeVert went out with a foot injury. LeVert's on your left, Derek Walton on the right. He's missing his 10th game in a row, dealing with a toe and a foot injury. And these are 2 of the top 3 scorers on the team. They're their top 2 rebounders. And this is on top of the fact that they've had 5 early departures to the NBA over the last 2 years.
And even when Derek Walton was in the lineup, he wasn't completely healthy. You mentioned it earlier, Joe. He had been battling that turf toe situation since November, and I give him a lot of credit for gutting it out as long as he did.
It's been quite a coaching job for John Beilein to squeeze every ounce out of this group that he's gotten without those 2 guys, without other guys at certain stretches. Spike Albrecht missed a game. Ricky Doyle has missed time because of sickness. So Mark Donald's missed time. It's been up and down the roster. They've had to deal with this. Here's Zach Irvin, who's been part of the silver lining this year for Michigan.
Really nice job by Irvin of utilizing that hesitation dribble, Joe. It got Rutgers out of their stance. Nice job of turning the corner. Because of the injuries, Irvin has, out of necessity, had to develop, and at an increased pace, his ability to score off the dribble. Take a look at it with the little dribble handoff. Irvin utilizing the crossover. Now the hesitation right there got the defender out of his stance. He put his shoulder to the rim. Nice completion by Irvin. A year ago, could really rely and just become almost a 3-point specialist. Not the case this year, and you're seeing his development.
Kadeem Jack spinning on the much smaller Abdur-Rahman, and he's got 6 early ones for Rutgers.
Well, I thought he would have an impact on the game, but I thought it would be on the offensive glass. But they've run some things for him that was very similar to what Rutgers did in that upset win versus Wisconsin. They isolated Jack.
And he has struggled offensively over the last few games. Only 4 points per over the last 3. Nice bounce, Bielfeldt to Albrecht.
Beautiful job by Bielfeldt of utilizing offensive patience. He backed the defender down, Albrecht sensed that his defender turned his head, and Bielefeld found him.
Greg Lewis set a career-high 14 last game. His first shot bricks. Rebound Irvin. Here comes Michigan with Dawkins. Got it.
That can't happen if you're Rutgers. It flat out can't happen. They spread the floor. Dawkins 39% from behind the arc. He's 3 of 3 here today. Rutgers needs to locate players in defense.
Michigan's 19. He had 21 on Tuesday. As we look at our Quicken Loans amazing performance, this is a guy who was seeing just spot duty before the injuries, but he's taken full advantage of the increased role.
And the last time in transition, here, they go inside. This is a beautiful job by Bielefeld of locating Albrecht. Fantastic job a couple possessions ago, but to pay off the point on Dawkins, he was able to run the floor, and they found him. All 3 of his triples have been of the standstill variety. If you're Rutgers, you have to locate him and make him put the ball on the floor.
And if you're Rutgers, you know how heavily Michigan relies on the 3. They've knocked down 3 of 5 so far today.
And because of the inside presence Rutgers has employed, Michigan goes zone defense here.
Junior E2 can't hit. Jack had to go off his hand, but it apparently was knocked out, and it remains on this end of the floor. Eddie Jordan played at Rutgers, serving as a collegiate head coach for the first time. Miles Mack catch and shoot.
That was a quick release. Nice job by Mack. He started up pretty much at the elbow and then just sprinted to the corner. Michigan just a little tardy getting out on the closeout.
Mack and Jack have been the leaders for this team this year. There's Irvin with a clean look. Tipped high to the air. Somehow Irvin gets it. Abdur-Rahman spinning through traffic. Irvin a step back, 2. And back-to-back misses from the sophomore.
I think the next time down the floor, I'd look for Michigan to go inside to Bielefeld. Good things have happened. He's scored, and he's passed well out of the double teams.
Dawkins again. It rattles in.
All 4 of his triples today, Joe, have been of the standstill variety. Rutgers must find him, come out hands high on the closeout, and make him put the ball on the floor.
Jack in the lane, left it short. Bielefeld the rebound.
Jack made that more difficult, Joe. He faded away rather than using his momentum to go toward the rim.
Albrecht blocked by Shaq Dorson, who's given him some good minutes. Daniels back the other way with a tough finish.
Really nice job by Daniels of making the Michigan backpedaling defender make a decision because he had Mack on the right wing. Michigan understood that started to shade toward him. Daniels took advantage.
Dawkins short. Albrecht the offensive rebound. It was like Rutgers stopped playing for a moment there. Albrecht wide open underneath Bielefeld. Selfless basketball from Michigan.
And right now, Rutgers is playing straight leg. I mean, they didn't close out on the shooter, and an easy basket right there for Bielefeld.
Michigan 7 of 11 from the floor so far. Rutgers now far behind, 7 of 12.
And since Michigan went to this zone defense, there has been no offensive flow for Rutgers. Nice adjustment defensively by the Wolverines.
Mack can't hit. Rebound pulled down by Bielefeld. Nobody closes out on Albrecht until Mack hustles there. Albrecht, Bielefeld, jumper, got it.
Beautiful two-man game between Albrecht and Bielefeld. And Bielefeld, when the ball has been in his hands, something positive has happened down there, either in the short corner or on the block.
6 points and 3 boards for the senior, celebrating senior day. Michigan by 9. Upper respiratory infection. It was the first game in his career, like period, organized basketball that he'd ever missed. Iron Man.
And he showed it the other night playing 49 minutes versus Northwestern.
Jack size advantage. Dono comes over and helps. Miles Mack rattles out a 3 and Irvin pulls it down. Here's Cameron Chapman, who was a starter for the first couple of months of this season, but his role has decreased down the stretch, dealing with some nagging injuries. Irvin launches. Daniels boards.
Boy, and did Rutgers dodge one there, because that is what Irvin does so well.
Nobody checks Jack.
And there's the difference. Did you see what Jack did? He put his shoulder to the rim. He didn't fade away. So if Michigan was going to try to block the shot, they had to go through him.
Team high 8 already for Kadeem Jack, who was held to 5 points in the loss against Maryland Tuesday. Chapman for 3. Got it. Michigan 5 of 10 from outside.
And Michigan giving Rutgers a different look. And speaking of a different look, looks like a Twilight twin bill in here.
Somebody hit the wrong button. Lights have gone off inside Chrysler Center. They're back on. And we're going to take our break, make sure they get that figured out, too. But then teams jousting for those final couple of double buys.
And Iowa really finishing strong, in contradiction to what they finished a year ago. Almost a complete 180 for the Iowa Hawkeyes as they head to Chicago for the Big Ten tournament.
Shooting the lights out. We're going to blame the way these teams have started for the lights going out a moment ago. Both teams above 50%. You know, watching the first 10 minutes of this game or so, you wouldn't know that these are two teams that have struggled this year.
Especially with the way that Rutgers came out. They went inside, and a nice adjustment defensively by Michigan, utilizing a 2-3 zone. Before we went to break, the Wolverines went 1-3-1, giving the Rutgers Scarlet Knights a different look, and they stay with it here.
That's something John Beilein has done with really good success several times this year, as they go inside to Dorson, and several made shirts around him before Albrecht heaves it right over your head. And it's Rutgers ball.
Watch Dawkins come in here, not give up on the play. If Dorson doesn't bobble that, I think he's able to catch and go up. But that bobble allowed Dawkins just enough time to come over and erase it.
Couple of subs in for the first time. Mike Williams, DJ Foreman, a pair of freshmen in for the Scarlet Knights.
And another defensive switch by Michigan. They go man-to-man.
Foreman got an offensive rebound and lost it out of bounds.
And that's been an area of concern for Michigan all year. They're last in the conference in rebounding margin at -3.
And Eddie Jordan's team on Tuesday had 20 offensive rebounds against Maryland. So certainly a concern for John Beilein coming into this one. No, Michigan pretty good so far on the glass.
And converted those 20 offensive rebounds into 21 second chance points.
Irvin baseline. Dawkins shares it with Albrecht for a clean look. Williams with a rebound. Bishop Daniels can't get the roll. Jack the rebound, and he's fouled by Zach Irvin. Had 16 rebounds on Tuesday night. New career high for the senior.
Foul on number 21, Zach Irvin. That's his first team second.
And watch the ball hits a second time. And you see a number of players mistime their jump. That allowed Jack to kind of come in there and clean up the mess for Rutgers.
Abdul Rahman comes back in for Michigan. So does Max Bielfeldt as Dawkins and Donnell sit down. Rutgers offensively dead last among major conference teams, averaging less than 60 a game. But off to a good start in this one.
Nice job by Chapman moving his feet there defensively.
Here's Mack, who's got unlimited range. Uses that reputation to get inside, and scoop shot wouldn't go. Foreman cleans it up and gets fouled. Abdul Rahman whistled for his first. Couple of free throws for DJ Foreman at a 10-point game after this.
Rebounded. Comes quickly to the front court. Lost the handle. Michigan's got it. They're going to win it. And they'll play for the Big Ten tournament title.
Wolverines hoping they have a similar run in them next week in Chicago in the Big Ten tournament. Starts on Wednesday. They'll need to win that tournament to get into the NCAA tournament. They've gone to the Elite Eight back-to-back seasons. DJ Foreman to the stripe for a couple of free throws for Rutgers. We mentioned the hot start Scarlet Knights got off to. John Beilein switching up those defenses. Rutgers won for its last 7 now.
And they haven't been able to get into any kind of offensive flow with those changing defenses, especially the utilization of the 1-3-1 and the 2-3, because they were getting really manhandled down low when they were going straight up man-to-man coverage and able to utilize the block down there with Jack.
First meeting between these two teams as Rutgers goes to some pressure here. Michigan won by 4. Rutgers went 7 for 14 at the foul line. Zach Irvin lays in a corner 3, beating the press.
Picture perfect by Irvin, of fanning out in the corner, and the ball handler in that situation keeping his head up, looked off the defender, then kicked it to the right wing. Nice job in the open floor by Michigan.
The 6th Michigan 3 of this first half. Lewis heaves one to the top that Mack runs under.
Boy, really loose with the basketball right now by Rutgers.
Albrecht with a steal. Look at the feed to Abdur-Rahman. Out to Chapman. Open 3. His second of the game. Michigan on fire.
And it started. You have to recognize, if you're Miles Mack, who the recipient of the pass is. He throws a bounce pass to Jack rather than put it up high. That allowed Albrecht to come in and get the steal, leading to transition.
7 first half threes for Michigan and a game-high 15-point lead. E2 with an up fake. Rolls it over the front of the rim.
Nice execution. And again, Jack flashed hard, but rather than the bounce pass that was difficult for him to handle, they put it up high. That led to the high-low feed. Good execution.
7 for the sophomore.
You can't make big guys bend over, Joe. We're not built for that.
No. 7 to shoot. Abdur-Rahman, stopping start. Out high for Irvin. Short. Better defense that trip for Rutgers.
And a nice job by DJ Foreman of attacking the shooting pocket on Irvin there.
Foul is on the floor. And so Rutgers will inbound.
A couple possessions ago, off the steal by Albrecht, they attack the rim. That allows Chapman to step in for Bass Pro Shops in the net.
Second foul on Abdur-Rahman. Irvin takes the seat. And Aubrey Dawkins back in. Miscommunication there, and it leaves Mike Williams open for a 3. And a foul on Greg Lewis.
And a really good job by Bielefeld of utilizing his body. He didn't allow the athleticism of Lewis to beat him. He put his body in and forced Lewis to come over the top.
A fairly clean game, only 6 combined fouls. Turnovers have been low. Both teams, for the most part, have shot it well. Michigan consistently. Rutgers has cooled off some.
Ooh, nice screen by Bielefeld.
Rutgers again defending deep into the shot clock. Inside at 10 to shoot. Albrecht gave up his dribble. Bielefeld is open for 2 more.
Just a breakdown in communication. 2 players went to the basketball. In that case, Albrecht. Bielefeld sensed that, slid right to the rim.
And Max Bielefeld has matched his total from the first meeting between these teams with 8 on his senior day. Greg Lewis set a career-high 14 against Rutgers. Is scoreless in this one. Or against Maryland on Tuesday. Chapman. Mack bumped and fouled by Spike Albrecht. Tomorrow, it's an all-new episode of The Journey, Big Ten Basketball 2015. Take a closer look at the Premier Basketball Conference and the people who live it. Tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern on BTN. By then, the 14 seeds will be locked in for next week's Big Ten tournament.
Last time in this situation, Mack got a jump shot in the corner. Irvin guarding him, taking it away. Nice adjustment defensively there by Michigan.
Here's Jack into double figures.
If I'm Rutgers, I'm not going to have an offensive possession without him touching the basketball when he's in the game. Because when they've isolated him one-on-one thus far, Michigan has not had an answer.
Here's Andrew Dockich, fresh into the game for Michigan. Another guy that has seen his role go up with the injuries. Irvin off of the dribble handoff. Bielfeldt posting Jack. Turnaround fade. Got it. How about that? Bench out in the double figures.
That is a difficult shot. I mean, he needed a protractor to figure that out angle to use the window.
Well, said 4 years of Michigan education.
Boy, Lewis got away with one there, lowering the shoulder.
Jack cornered. Mack lobbing back door for Jack, who's doubled. Lost it. Dawkins on the push for Michigan. Aubrey Dawkins outside to Irvin. Bielfeldt will try a three.
Well, he had 3 triples in the game earlier this year versus Bucknell.
Mack drawing the contact, but no foul. And Michigan with a chance to run again. Mack almost got a steal. Instead, Bielfeldt bounced for Chapman. Tough shot.
I think he released that with 2 hands. I think he whipped that up on the glass with 2 hands. He's a left-handed guy. His momentum was taking him to his right. Really nice.
Jack had it tipped away, got it back, and scored with a foul.
Nice execution by Rutgers, kind of stemming the tide, going inside with Kadeem Jack, but it's been offensively for the Wolverines. And again, it's Bielfeldt making good things happen. Chapman completing.
Our motorist entrance, good drive to the hoop. Bielfeldt hit Chapman. This is what you used to call granny style, right? You toss it up, 2 hands.
Somewhere Rick Barry is smiling, although it wasn't from the foul line. And the night that Bielfeldt has had thus far, Joe, very impressive. 10.6 rebounds, and we just saw one of his 2 assists.
In double figures along with Aubrey Dawkins, who's got 14. And Cameron Chapman, a Motel 6, 6th man. It's been an up and down season for him. He was scoreless in just 5 minutes on Tuesday night in a game that went 50 minutes at Northwestern. Already with 8 in this one. Jack unable to complete the 3-point play. There's Chapman with the board. Rutgers some pressure. Michigan breaks it. Turned it into a 3 the last time. This time it's a missed jumper from Bielfeldt.
Michigan's done a very good job of sharing the basketball, as witnessed by the fact Spike Albrecht with 5 assists. Rutgers with only 5 total as a team.
5th turnover for Rutgers on Mack. Stay tuned for the State Farm halftime report. Dave Revson, Mike DeCourcy, and Steve Smith all be along from Chicago. The State Farm halftime report. Get caught up on everything on a busy day around the Big Ten. Irvin drives on Jack. Williams a soft foul, but the shot clock winding inside of 10. His first.
That's his first. Team third.
Only 3 Rutgers fouls in this half.
You know, and if you're Rutgers, if you're beaten on a dribble drive, you might as well give the foul.
Yeah. 4 more before Michigan shoots. 6 fouls on Michigan, so Rutgers will have 1 and 1 in the next Michigan foul.
And if you're Rutgers, you have to understand that as well, that the next foul does put you in the bonus and not settle for a jump shot when you can maybe get to the line off the dribble.
Bielfeldt having a great day. Finds Irvin. Given room. Why so much room?
I mean, he throws Kadeem Jack, and it's no secret that Irvin can shoot from out there, and this was given such a wide berth. I think Irvin, quite honestly, Joe, was surprised he was that open.
Michigan has knocked down 8 threes in this first half on 16 attempts from outside. E2 throws it away. And a backcourt violation, 48 seconds after this first half.
Michigan, Irvin, much like we saw with Dawkins earlier in this half, Joe, just left wide open, and if you have to come up hands high and force him to shoot over the top, Jack had to utilize his size there and provide much more of a defensive obstacle for Irvin to shoot over.
Turned over by Albrecht. Mack in the push with E2. We talked about it at the beginning, but Michigan relies on the three so heavily. Only Houston among major conference teams gets a larger percentage of its points from three. With that in mind, there have been way too many wide open looks for him.
Wide open, and right now, when they played through Bielfeldt down on the block, maybe they can get another three to end the half with a little bit of an inside-out action with Bielfeldt kicking it out.
Bielfeldt has it out high. Hand off Irvin. Irvin hopping inside. Kick it out. Chapman. Apropos way to finish this first half. 9 3 balls for the Wolverines. And a 19-point lead through 20. 47-28 Michigan. Stay tuned. Dave, Mike, and Steve along from Chicago with a State Farm halftime report right after this.
Only one turnover.
Our auto owners, insurance game leaders. Aubrey Dawkins had those 14 points in the first 10 minutes of the half, drilling 4 of Michigan's 9 3-pointers. Cameron Chapman has already matched a career high in the first half with his 11 points on 4 of 5 from the field. You talked about Kadeem Jack off at the top. He's been good, scoring a dozen to lead Rutgers, but they've not had anybody else supporting.
Well, and they weren't able to get anything going after about the first 3 or 4 minutes inside because Michigan started to switch up defensively, going zone 1-3-1, and they've turned the page from the last time out versus Northwestern. A heartbreaking loss for the Wolverines on the road, a double overtime loss. We talked about at the top of the show, Joe, the importance of not letting that linger. Thus far, the Wolverines have not done that.
They dropped 7 of 8 after that 6-3 start to conference play. Irvin is open. More of the same as far as a clean look to begin this second half. Much of the story this year has been the youth on this Michigan team, partly because of the early departures to the NBA, partly because of the injuries they've suffered. A foul on the shot goes on Greg Lewis.
And I really like what Rutgers did there, Joe, in terms of getting Jack established inside, but again, he faded away when he didn't need to. They go inside to him, and he faded away, and then the foul on Lewis kind of compounds everything for Rutgers.
Scarlet Knight set up the press. Michigan broke it with ease when they showed it in the first. They back off after it's successfully inbounded. Wolverines shot above 60% during that first half.
Poor spacing right here. They need to spread things out. You have 3 Wolverines in a very confined area.
10 to shoot for Bielfeldt. Hands off to Albrecht. Irvin in the corner, puts it on the deck, hangs in the lane, off the mark, rebound E2.
And you see the difference there between the three-point shots in the first half. Jack came out with his hand high and forced Irvin to put the ball on the floor.
Now he'll drive. Runner won't go. Rebound Albrecht. No more assertive that time, though.
Yeah, and you can live with that shot. At least it's going toward the basket if you're Rutgers.
Abdur-Rahman gets mobbed. No call. Touched it last.
And a much better job here in the early sequences by Rutgers of closing out under control, hands high, and forcing Michigan to put the ball on the floor. Here they force it to help. Will come the other way.
Minute and a half. No points in the second half on either side. Jack into Bielfeldt. Got him off his feet to get a good look.
Really good job by Kadeem Jack of making himself available, utilizing the dribble, then the shot fake. Nice execution by Rutgers.
Tied with Aubrey Dawkins for a game-high 14. In his final regular season game.
And again, Lewis, a much better job, Joe, being there under control on the catch by Irvin.
Think that was part of the message for Eddie Jordan?
I would say that might have been the entire message.
Yeah.
It could have been a three-word message. Please guard someone.
Rutgers held a really, really good Maryland team to 60 points on Tuesday. And gave up those 47 in the first half in this one. Greg Lewis whistled for his third foul.
Rutgers foul on number 35, Greg Lewis.
If the season were to finish today or right now, does finish this weekend, this would be your Big Ten tournament next week in Chicago. Albrecht finds Dawkins, who adjusts midair, drops it in, 16 for the freshman. Mack outside Daniels.
You can live with that three because they attacked Michigan. They got the ball in the gut of the defense and kicked it out. Nice sequence, just not completed by Rutgers. But Dawkins shows you how to complete. And again, 4 triples tonight for Dawkins, all catch and release.
7 Spike Albrecht assists. And now 19 for Aubrey Dawkins. Hit a career-high 21 on Tuesday. Good chance he'll surpass that today. Lewis skips the zone for Daniels with 7 to shoot. Mack penetrates it. Lewis, first points of the game after he had 14 on Tuesday.
Good job by Miles Mack of getting low. He got lower than the Michigan defender. That allowed him to turn the corner and find Lewis.
Speaking of turning the corner, Albrecht unable to finish. There's Bielfeldt now with a dozen on his senior day. And the timeout taken by Eddie Jordan. All Michigan today. That's Bielfeldt having a heck of a senior day. And Purdue, Eric Collins, John Crispin will have you for in West Lafayette. Presented by 5-Hour Energy on BTN and BTN to go. As soon as we finish here in Ann Arbor, we'll get you to that one with massive NCAA tournament implications between those two squads. 19 for Aubrey Dawkins today. And we talk about how tough of a season it's been for Michigan, and it certainly has with the injuries they've had to deal with after the guys leaving early for the NBA. But if you're looking for a silver lining, it's that John Beilein has gotten some guys like Aubrey Dawkins critical minutes in their freshman seasons they wouldn't have had these injuries not happened.
And you've also had guys like Zach Irvin who has had to expand his game off the dribble. He hasn't been able to just rely exclusively on his three-point shot, so you're starting to see him grow and develop as well.
Hello, Kadeem Jack. Yeah. 16 now with an angry slam. Spike Albrecht, another one of those guys that's played an increased role. Dawkins, new career high. 22, one game after he had 21.
Nice job by Dawkins of flaring out. And again, Joe, They are late. Are Rutgers getting out with a hand high? Another catch and release jump shot for Dawkins.
Daniels. There's Jack. 2 more.
Nice job by Jack of staying with it and keeping it high on the recovery there, not bringing it down, providing the possibility of a strip.
Jack with more than half, or exactly half, of Rutgers total. Team high 18. Dawkins a strong take but couldn't finish. E2. Halfway down, popped out. Rebound Bielfeldt. Bielfeldt getting fouled. Heading to the line for 2 shots. Inside of 15 minutes. Michigan by 21.
Kadeem Jack, let's take a look at our planner's power move. Jack catches the ball at the high post, attacks the rim. He has been a bright spot for Rutgers today, but it's been all Michigan thus far.
He's got half of Rutgers 36. Next, Bielfeldt will head to the line for a couple of shots. He's been part of this 3-headed monster of Dawkins, Chapman, and him that have gotten it done for Michigan today. A couple of those guys, unlikely sources, and had you gone back about a month and a half, all 3 would be unlikely sources. Chapman's 11 is matched a season and career high.
Chapman had 7 made threes on the year. He had 3 in the first half here today.
Bielfeldt now with 13. Getting in the neighborhood of his career high, which was 18 against Bucknell in the second game this year. 14. They'll go along with 8 rebounds. Mark Donnell comes in and replaces Bielfeldt. Good hand from this appreciative Michigan Senior Day crowd. In case you're wondering, Sean, he's never had a double-double. This will be a fun day for him to get it.
Boy, you could see that. You could see that play developing.
Mack fouls Dawkins.
Michigan goaded Rutgers into that turnover. On that dribble, Dawkins read that all the way. He knew that the skip pass is what Rutgers wanted to employ, and Dawkins took advantage.
Freshman from Palo Alto, son of Stanford head coach Johnny Dawkins.
And last time out versus Northwestern, Dawkins set his career high with 21, has surpassed that here this afternoon.
With 23, the lead all scores. And already Rutgers has given up as many points in this one as they gave up the entire game against Maryland Tuesday. Mack fouled by Abdul-Rahman, his 3rd.
It's the first foul of the half for Michigan.
Only the 7th of the game. Pretty cleanly played. Only a small handful of turnovers. Very few fouls. Difference has been the way Michigan has shot the ball from outside. 11 threes. Jack in the middle of that zone. Air ball's a hook shot. Tracked down by E2. That rattles out. Jack follows it and has 20.
Nice job by Jack of not becoming a spectator after he airballs the first offering. And I thought offensive rebounding would be a far bigger part of Rutgers' attack here today than Michigan has allowed it to be.
Jack got his hand on it. Still found Urban. Mid-range. Good. That one goes.
That's a pretty play by Miles Mack of turning the corner, and the larger player, Donnell, was rotating over. He put more arc under it. Good job by Mack with the completion.
Here's Irvin, who's the 4th Michigan player to reach double figures today. Dawkins feeling it. Foul on Donnell, pushing on the rebound.
Michigan's foul on number 34, Martin Goodell.
Malik Kone comes in for the first time.
Into the game now for Rutgers is number 0.
Replacing Junior E2. Not sure why they
I wouldn't either.
Over there.
Yeah, at least the light stayed on.
That's progress. That going for us. Kone, fresh off of the bench, into the scoring column.
Really nice job by Kone of doing a really good job of turning, locating, not panicking, seeing he had the mid-range jump shot and taking it.
I guess Kone hadn't officially come into the game yet until they moved the ball to the sideline, had him inbound. Dawkins popped out. Jack battling with Donnell for the rebound. Jack got it and got something to the face.
Nice job of blocking out there by Kadeem Jack.
Mack in a crowd. Kone throwing it up there. Back-to-back buckets to start his segment on the floor. Rutgers has hit its last 4 shots. Back to within 18. 12 left. Wanted a lob for Dawkins. Abdur-Rahman didn't let it go. Albrecht did.
Really smart play by Albrecht, Joe. So many times you'll see a smaller player take that extra dribble and dribble into pressure and drawing a potential charge. Albrecht pulls up short there at the foul line.
He's yet another guy from Michigan who's had to take on an increased role, most significant role of his career. Could be a big piece coming back next year.
And he's playing with a sore hip. I mean, it's not as if he's completely healthy either.
He's got 4 today after this.
Despite Albrecht has set up teammates here, he sets up himself. Nice job of utilizing the rhythm dribble. All rhythm. Michigan up 20.
Basketball all-conference selection show. It's Monday at 6 on BTN. And before we get to that, we get to this. How about your personal all-conference team?
Well, the first 3 for me were really easy. I mean, Kaminsky, certainly not only just a Big Ten Player of the Year candidate, but national as well, as is D'Angelo Russell. The job that Does Wells has done in the inaugural season of Big Ten play for Maryland, well documented. Farrell, outstanding, hasn't had to do as much in terms of scoring. And then you got down, I went with Aaron White. I mean, especially the way that he's finished, but you can make a case for a lot of players. Those that come to mind, A.J. Hammonds, Brandon Dawson, even though he's missed a couple of games with some injury, very difficult selections to make.
We were talking with John Beilein before the game. He was particularly impressed with Denzel Valentine.
And justifiably so.
Mike Williams short with a 3. Coach Beilein was taking a peek at that Indiana-Michigan State game in the lounge prior to the contest. Michigan State won to secure a double bye in next week's Big Ten tournament. Albrecht, that's a 3. 12 of them today for Michigan. Offensive foul on Malik Kone.
With everything clicking offensively for Michigan, and here's a little dribble penetration. That's the first three-point shot that I can remember Michigan not being able to catch and just initially shoot it, creating space off the bounce right there by Albrecht.
We've talked about this a little bit, but they've relied on it so heavily, and you see the difference. It's no mistake that in the wins, they're shooting really well, and in the losses, they're not, because it is really what defines them.
And it's, as a result, when they're not going down and you don't have right now a really good back-to-the-basket option because of the youth that you have, your margin for error gets really slim.
Could this be another? Dawkins, you bet. 13 free balls for Michigan today. Six of them from Dawkins. Jack gets fouled going inside. 2 shots coming.
Nice job by Kadeem Jack and making himself available between the 2 lines of defense, but defense has been letting down Rutgers. I mean, Aubrey Dawkins was the loneliest man in America over there in the corner.
It's been like that all day. A lot of lonely guys.
I know the feeling.
Do you?
That's the working title of my autobiography.
I said 6 threes for Dawkins. That was actually his 7th three. 26 points for Aubrey Dawkins now. After he had a career high 21 in the double overtime loss at Northwestern on Tuesday. For Kadeem Jack.
And for guys like Miles Mack and Kadeem Jack, Joe, you think about this is their 3rd conference in 3 years.
Dawkins again. I think they wish they were in a different conference at the moment. Anywhere else against anybody else. Michigan on fire from outside today. Daniels penetrates the zone. Teardrop, air ball into the hands of Kone. Daniels will try again. Count it with a foul.
Aubrey Dawkins, again, able to set up shots. Watch how open he is. The kick is going to come over here to Dawkins. I mean, there's no one near him. And the closeout is late, and Dawkins, as he has done all afternoon, makes Rutgers pay.
Matches a season high for Michigan with 14 triples. How many of these 14 threes have been contested?
2.
Yeah.
And that's really disappointing for Rutgers because that has been their strength all year, has been on the defensive end of the floor. They've struggled to score, but defensively, they've been pretty solid in every game. But today, just not able to locate Michigan, especially their 3-point shooters, be it in the half court or in transition.
Chapman gets behind Daniels and has it knocked out. Oh my. No foul as Dawkins and Mack collide. Mack pulls up. Bank shot rattles out. Bielfeldt rips it down. Bearing down on a first career double-double. Irvin from the free throw line.
And that's really tough right there for Rutgers because that just looked like an open gym play. You had the Rutgers defenders, their body language tells you right now they're really struggling on the defensive end of the floor, and Michigan taking advantage. Michigan has shot the ball very, very well, but you don't want to develop bad habits. Even if this is toward the end of your career for Miles Mack, you want to continue to emphasize what has been your relative strength, and for Rutgers, that has been defensively.
Aubrey Dawkins leading the way today for Michigan. New career high for him with 29 points. Irvin's had a good day as well. He's one of 4 in double figures for John Beilein. And I'm not sure I'm happy if come next week I find myself playing Michigan in the Big Ten tournament.
They're playing very confidently, and if they can continue to get some quality minutes as they have today from Bielfeldt, they'll have a suitable inside presence as well.
First double-double for Max Bielfeldt. 14 points, 10 boards here in his final game on this floor. Greg Lewis just got called. Beg your pardon, it was Kone called for the foul.
And this is the rebound by Bielfeldt. Look what he does. He goes up with 2 hands. He doesn't try to snatch it, doesn't try to do anything fancy. He goes up with 2 hands and squeezes it.
Irvin short with a 3. Kone rebounds it. Senior from Peoria, Illinois. He's battled injuries throughout his career. And a double-double performance. Grabs one off of the floor and then has it ripped away but fouled by Mike Williams. And it's the 7th Rutgers foul, so 1-1. An opportunity for Bielfeldt to add to this total.
Little scramble, active hands by Aubrey Dawkins, and it's been all Max Bielfeldt. He established himself early. They played through him. He hit a nice jump hook to start the ball game, had a couple of assists, and right now he's playing very, very confidently in his last home game here in Ann Arbor.
Near the 8-minute mark. And a game owned by Michigan, thanks to a 14 of 25 performance from outside, complemented by Bielfeldt's career performance inside. Chapman anticipates and lays it in. There was a foul prior to the shot. It's the 8th Rutgers foul, so 1-1 for Cameron Chapman on the other side of this break when we come back to Ann Arbor. To go to props, who's wondering, from Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman. Our Duluth trading hardest working player, Max Bielfeldt. 14 points, 10 rebounds. First career double-double here on his senior day.
6 of 8 from the floor, 3 assists, no turnovers, as well as a significant defensive pressure down low for the Wolverines.
1-1 for Cameron Chapman, who's fouled on the break. And earns the second. Been a heck of a day for Chapman as well. New career high for him. 13. Nice confidence boosting game for him going into the tournament in Chicago next week. Bishop Daniel with a nice floater that goes.
Nice job by Daniels. That's a tough shot.
Backdoor lob for Dawkins.
And who set the screen, Joe? It was the high screen by Bielfeldt, and a wonderful job by Dawkins of utilizing it. He came off shoulder to shoulder. It did not allow the Rutgers defender to come over the top.
31. And an exclamation to it. Oh.
The screen coming right here by Bielfeldt and then coming off shoulder to shoulder. That's critical. If he kind of goes out a little bit wider, Williams is going to have a chance to recover, but because he comes off shoulder to shoulder and he allowed Bielfeldt to get set on the screen, you see the result.
Daniels a back-to-back Rutgers baskets. Well, Michigan has only hit the 80-point mark once this season. It was against Nicholls State in the first month of the year. They scored 91. Well on their way to reaching 80 in this one. Knocked out of Bielfeldt's hands with 5 to shoot.
If you are Rutgers right now, you can't lose sight of number 21, Irvin, maybe slashing out to the corner.
Irvin, long three. No. Bielfeldt has the rebound fall into his lap and tees up Chapman. Hands it back to Albrecht. Aligned inside of 6. With the hands of a cutting Irvin, Dawkins stepped to the baseline. Rutgers ball. 31 points for the freshman today. 8 of 10 from 3. Koenig got a 3 of his own.
Nice execution by Rutgers. They reversed the ball, forcing Michigan to defend all the defensive real estate. And Kone able to step into a 3.
7 off of the bench for the seniors. So Michigan, Sean, has gone 14 of 27 from 3. Rutgers has gone 2 of 11. Dawkins. Daniels has had a good stretch here in the second half for Rutgers.
And he's a bright spot for the Scarlet Knights. He will return next year.
That'll be an important piece moving forward as they lose their top 2 players, Mack and Jack. Bielfeldt wants it inside against the freshman Dorsett. Now gets it out high, hands off to Albrecht. Crossover on Williams. Finds Irvin. And Kone comes up with a steal. Daniels turned it right back over. Tough for Eddie Jordan to watch today. Rutgers on its way to dropping its 14th in a row after a 2-2 start to conference play. There's a careless turnover for Michigan. Now, who would have thought when Rutgers upset Wisconsin, a game that you did, you were there for at the rack, that'd be their last Big Ten win?
Well, they played very, very well in that ball game, and their margin for error is just so slim. They struggle to score defensively. They've been pretty solid all year. And you know what, Joe, we talked a little bit earlier about the fact that this, for guys like Mack and Jack, this is their 3rd conference in as many years. The old Big East, the American Athletic Conference a year ago, and now the Big Ten. And that's a lot of adjustment for guys to make. And, you know, the situation coming off the Mike Rice situation that Eddie Jordan inherited, he had to really get these guys kind of back in terms of, forget the physical aspect of it, just mentally get them together. That's a very tough role to fill. And you can tell that he loves this job. He loves his alma mater.
12 and 21 last year. They'll fall to 10 and 21 this year. Good hustle from both sides. Last touch by Rutgers. It'll be Michigan ball inside of 4 minutes. A blowout win for the Wolverines on Senior Day.
Illinois has won 2 in a row. They're facing a team in Purdue that has dropped 2 in a row, albeit both of those on the road. It's going to be the inside presence of A.J. Hammons. When they had Ohio State on Sunday, they had them beaten in Columbus. The last 4.5 minutes, Hammons didn't touch it. If you're Purdue, you want to continue to go inside and allow yourself the chance to maybe get a season finale win at home and begin to put the Gardner-Webb and North Florida games further in your rearview mirror.
I think that, you know, you and I had that Ohio State-Purdue game, and going into that, they didn't feel great, but they felt pretty good about where they stood. They lose to Ohio State. They lose to Michigan State. As Bielfeldt pops out of 3. Now here they find themselves in what they've got to feel like, at least to feel comfortable, is a must-win.
No question about it, and as well as to get their confidence back, because they were playing very, very confidently. And I think if they're able to go inside, a key thing to watch in that ballgame, in my opinion, is if they go right at Egwu. Because if they get Nanny Egwu in foul trouble, then that front line for Illinois gets much younger. They have to go with guys like Colbert and LeRon Black.
Yeah, you don't want to head into the Big Ten tournament if you're Purdue, having dropped 3 in a row, needing to make a run to get a bid. Inside they go to Max Bielfeldt. Drop step, left it short. Fought for it, but Williams found it. Foreman.
Nice job by Foreman. Playing through a little contact.
It's a 12-0 Rutgers run. He's one of those future pieces. They take Bielfeldt out and get him a standing ovation on Senior Day.
You know what, Joe? The only people maybe happier than Max Bielfeldt are probably his parents who are in attendance today.
Going to get his degree from the University of Michigan. We'll cap off tremendous career through some of the glory days of this program. couple of Big Ten titles, trip to the Final Four, 2 trips to the Elite Eight during his career here, and he's dealt with injuries for much of his career, but he's been a tough kid through all of it and played a really important role, especially this year. Mark Donnell. Albrecht with 4 to shoot. Irvin steps into a 3. That rattles out. And a foul.
I think they got Dawkins.
Only a second. But it is the 7th on Michigan, so 1-1 coming for Rutgers. First double-double of Max Bielfeld's career comes in his final game here.
And what's not pictured are the 3 assists versus no turnovers, and the fact that they went to him early and he established himself, and then not only his ability to complete at the rim, but also to pass out of pressure.
Albrecht sits down to a good hand. So did Irvin. Albrecht 7 points, 9 assists today. Irvin finishes with a dozen. Couple more points for Foreman. It's a 14-0 Rutgers run. They've cut it to 15. Credit to Eddie Jordan's club for not quitting. And a steal for Hyde. Leaves it back for Foreman. Some impressive stuff from Rutgers down the stretch. This is with Eddie Jordan having emptied his bench.
Yeah, and I think that, Michigan also kind of took the foot off the offensive pedal, and Rutgers took advantage.
With Foreman scoring the last 6 points, boy, don't look down, but it's a 13-point game. Next week in Chicago. Rutgers has gone on a 16-0 run over the last 5+. Thanks largely to Aubrey Dawkins' performance. Michigan still has a 13-point lead. And John Beilein called that timeout and got his starters back on the floor, or at least 4 of them. Travel on Irvin. You'd hate to kill any of the momentum you've created going into next week's tournament with such a poor finish.
And I think that kind of what happens when you have a team that is as young as Michigan. I mean, this game has been well in hand for quite a period of time, and, the natural inclination is to, let up a little bit, and I think Michigan did. They also showed some sportsmanship. They went deep in the shot clock. I mean, in just about every possession here. But to Rutgers' credit, they didn't fold the tents.
The rolling timeout for John Beilein. They'll put Andrew Dockett in, Sean Lonergan.
Oh, an awesome hatch.
Yep. And they're also going to bring in the student managers turned practice squad players turned Michigan Wolverines. John Rubenstein from New Jersey and Ryan Kapuska from Grand Rapids, Michigan come into the game. That's Rubenstein there. Both these kids freshmen. That were just managers. They needed more bodies to be able to play during practice to give the regulars looks of all the injuries they had. Here's Austin Hatch. Inside of 10 to shoot. Andrew Dockett lost it on the floor. Hatch for 3. Williams steps into one and buries it. It's down to 10. And Michigan's going to hold on, but how about Rutgers finish in this game?
Nice flurry, utilizing some defense, and their three-point shooting today, very impressive.
And the foul is going to send John Rubenstein to the stripe for a 1-and-1. freshman from New Jersey. But he's in the stat sheet. And this one comes to a close. It was a much larger, much more impressive performance than the lineup looking for Michigan. Rutgers finishes the game on a 19-0 run to make it respectable. 79-69 final score. Updated Big Ten standings. Not much change under the outcome of this one. Michigan State winning earlier today at Indiana. Iowa beating Northwestern. Both sitting in the top 4 right now to get that coveted double bye to Friday of the Big Ten tournament.